Some books, they stay on our bookshelves. Others, they stay in our lives. And even after we've packed them away, loaned them to someone, or can't remember where our copy went, the lessons never really leave us. They never do. And this is one of those books that changed the way that I think. Not overnight, but over time. Grab a snack, come on back, and let's get into the seat of the soul. Hey, beautiful friends. Welcome back to Sunday Book Club with Lexi. As always, this is a conversation inspired by a book, not a discussion about a book. You don't have to own this book. You don't have to agree with every idea in it. You don't even have to read it. My hope is simply that one idea from today's conversation stays with you long after this video is over. I first became familiar with Gary Zukav years ago through Oprah, as a matter of fact. And he was a frequent guest on her show, and his conversations always invited people to look inward instead of outward. And one of the ideas that Gary Zukav explores in The Seat of the Soul is that intention is the energy behind every choice we make. Every choice we make, it starts with intention. And that idea has stayed with me for years. When I first saw this, it was in the 80s, this book. When I first read it, it was in the 80s. This has stayed with me for years. And the older I get, the more meaningful it becomes. We spend so much of our lives thinking about what we're doing. Am I correct? Why am I doing it? Why do I make the choices that I make? And why do I spend my time the way that I do? What's the intention behind it all? Gary Zukav suggests that our intention is what gives our actions meaning. And I can agree with that. Two people can do exactly the same thing. Help a neighbor, volunteer, build a business, or even create a YouTube channel. Yet, their intentions can be completely different, totally different. One person may be motivated by love, another by recognition, one by generosity, another by fear. The action may look exactly the same, but the intention behind it changes everything, right? And what I appreciate about Gary Zukav is it's that idea, it isn't that he tells us what to do, right? He doesn't tell us what to do, but it's that he invites us to examine why we're doing it, right? He invites us to examine why we're doing what we're doing. And that's a question I've been asking myself more and more, especially now in my sexagenarian era. More and more I've been asking myself that question. People sometimes ask me, why I keep making videos and why I keep showing up. Why I spend so much time having these conversations with you. And the answer is actually very simple. My daughter. She's always been my why, always. Long before I ever uploaded a video. Long before I ever dreamed of building a YouTube channel. I wanted to leave her something that would last. Something that would last. Which is why I used to always take little videos of me and my mom together. I wanted something that would last way after my mommy was gone. And I'm so glad that I was able to do that. More than photographs, right? Photographs are great and we cherish them. Nowadays, we take our photos on a digital apparatus, right? On our phones, on our cameras. We don't even have physical pictures anymore. It's more than a keepsake for me, right? It's more than that. I wanted to leave her my voice. I wanted to leave her my voice, my stories, my values, my way of seeing the world. And that's my why. That's the intention behind everything that I build here on this YouTube channel. That's my intention. And you know, life always happens in chapters. And I've realized that life isn't divided by birthdays. It's really not. It's divided by chapters. And there was a chapter when, you know, your intention, right, was simply to just get hired. I just want that job. I want to get hired. Another chapter when your intention was building a career, right? Now I got the job. I'm building this career. This is a career. I got the job that I love. And then perhaps there was a chapter where your intention became providing for your family, right? That's why we start doing the things that we do, to provide. Maybe there was a chapter where your intention was simply surviving. I've had that intention a lot. And some chapters, they ask us to keep going, right? Some are like, don't give up. Keep going, keep pushing, keep moving forward. And others ask us to begin again. And after 60, our intentions often become much quieter, much quieter. We stop asking, how do I impress the world? And we begin asking, how do I create a life that feels true to me? How do we do that? How do we create a life that feels true to us? How do we do that? And there have been chapters of my life when survival was enough, right? It was just enough. And if I'm being honest, you know, in some ways, I'm still living one of those chapters right now. I still am. I'm building this channel one conversation at a time. One conversation at a time. I'm living on a fixed income. Most of you know, if you're new here, my name is Lexi, and I am on disability, and I'm in my sexagenarian era. And in 2 weeks, I turn 62. 2 weeks from today. You know, I'm still trying to create a future that looks different from my present. I'm still trying to do that. But here's what I've learned. Surviving doesn't mean I have to stop planting. Doesn't mean that at all. Every video is a seed. Every reflection is a seed. And every Sunday book club is a seed. It is, and I love it. Every conversation with this community for me is a seed. It definitely is. And every story that I share, you know, with my daughter is a seed. It's a seed. I may never, you know, see every seed bloom. It's impossible to, right? But I still choose to plant them, no matter what. I still choose to plant them because that's the intention, right? That's what my intention looks like. That's what it looks like. So today, instead of asking yourself, what should I do next? Maybe ask yourself something different. What intention is guiding my next step? Ask yourself that question. Because the life that we build is rarely shaped by one big decision. It's rarely shaped by that one decision, right? One of the gifts of growing older is realizing that we don't all arrive at the same chapter at the same age or at the same time. We just don't do that. But every chapter has something to teach us. It truly does. I wholeheartedly believe that. And so before we leave today, I'd like to leave you with one question. One question. What intention is shaping your life right now? I'll see you next Sunday.